My dear friend, in my research, three things have been so instrumental to failures of a lot of humans more than any. Number one is lack of confidence. A lot of people think that they have confidence, but they don't. They don't know that they don't, because to everybody, his or her sins are behind him and those of others are before them. The point becomes that confidence is your belief in something, your belief in yourself, your belief in God, your belief in your wisdom, your belief in your capacity. That belief is almost theoretical. Everybody can believe in something. I'm physically challenged, disabled on my lower limbs. I can believe that I am walking even though I use crutches and calipers to walk. I can believe I can run faster than Usain Bolt. I can have confidence in that. But the truth is, when the real action starts, will I be able to do that? So some people who even think they have confidence may have the wrong kind of confidence, because their confidence is not based on reality. So, but those confidence need to be based on reality? Not really. Confidence need to be based on proper belief. In my own personal life, I know and I have the confidence that if it is something physical, what you need your legs to do, don't call me. But if it's something you need your head to do, please call me. To that extent, instead of paying so much attention to the deficiencies of my legs, I pay attention more to the efficiencies of my head. Instead of decorating my legs so much, I pay so much attention to how can I make my head the best. And that's why early in my life I took to reading a lot, because that's the only way I can know better than my friends, my colleagues, than my brothers and sisters. I can know better than the people around me, my neighbors. But confidence is, as I told you, theoretical. What I mean by that, it is the basis for whatever you want to do, is belief. Now you need to move it over to the realm of action. And that action is what we call courage. You need to have courage in your confidence. In other words, you need to have the confidence to carry out your confidence. You need to have the courage to move into the realm of doing, instead just the realm of saying. So confidence really must meet courage before it can actually give you any result. So a lot of people have powerful ideas lying, fallow in their computers, in their head, in their notebooks, but they can't do it. Even though they have confidence in the fact that those ideas are powerful and great, but they lack the confidence to be able to take it to the marketplace. So you see, the power of confidence cannot actually do so much if you don't mix it with the effectiveness, the efficacy of courage. So courage is the boldness to do. Courage is actually picking your tool and going to work. Courage is writing that proposal and sending it out. Courage is going to meet that person. Courage is picking that phone and calling the person who you need to call. Courage is so important that without courage, confidence, is not really amazing. But you see, there's a third mixture that you must put in there. That is what I call enthusiasm. If you have courage, if you have confidence, if you lack enthusiasm, you won't have the staying power. You just do it because you had no here and there. You had people who said the naysayers. You have people who just looked down on your idea. What you do, you just go home and you start crying. And so enthusiasm is the ability to wake up in the morning being so eager, so enthused, so anxious to go and do. Now, it helps you with your level of joy, helps you with your excitement. It's the excitement to actually be out there, to do something, to withstand the pressures and all those. Now, for you to have these three and then you have them in the right quantity, you must understand the importance of another three. But I wouldn't know if I have the time because I don't want the video to be long. The next three is that in understanding enthusiasm, courage, and confidence, you must know the importance of education, schooling, and streets. You must straddle these three. Now, schooling is what we did to have PhD. Schooling is what we did. We go through a curriculum and we write exams and write projects, and then we are rewarded with degrees. It is amazing, it's wonderful, and I have a lot of them. But you see, it is actually nothing in the 21st century when you compare the fact that, the 21st century is a century of permissionlessness. A little boy does not need any permission to be able to do anything. A little boy doesn't need any permission to be able to succeed. A little boy doesn't need any permission to be able to walk his way through things. He doesn't need so much degrees. Doesn't even need any degree to even work for the best companies. So to that extent, you must understand that being schooled is amazing, but you see, it is not sufficient. So what is education? Education is what you do with what you know, ability to understand how to use your mind and use your potentials to actually push through solutions that you can actually create. Now, there's a difference between creativity and innovation, but time will not permit me to do that. But permit me to say that creativity has to do with being able to use your mind to imagine things and think about possibility. But innovation is taking that creativity to the marketplace. So while creativity is at the realm of thinking and imagining, innovation is at the realm of doing and doing it differently. But permit me to just conclude by saying, I've talked about schooling, I've talked about education, but to conclude by talking about street. You see, if you look around, you rarely find great children of great men. Look around your country, look at their presidents, check their children and find out how many of them, came to some level of greatness, apart from the fact that they parrot their father's name. The point is that you must understand that understanding the street is at the heart of making a lot of impact, because money is in the street. Yeah, whatever you're producing in your company must be sold in the street. So if you don't understand how the street works, they will run you straight, like we say in Nigeria. The point is, don't be just so tush that you don't understand the lower things. Don't be so low that you don't understand the big things. Be able to have the capacity to understand the streets, understand the boardroom, understand in between, so that you won't just be so high that, when I started philosophy in first year, I saw the story of a philosopher who was contemplating about the sky, and he didn't see when he fell into the ditch that was before him. So don't be so high that you contemplate the sky, you don't see the ditch before you. Don't be so high that the only thing you can do is something you can do with 100 million, 200 million. You don't know how to use 1,000, 500 to start and make money. Always remember, every day of your life is a new check. You can write what you have on it. When you were born, you looked like your father. When you will die, you look like your decisions. Don't forget to remember this, my dear friend.